4 years after releasing arguably their best track-for-track album, Courteeners are back with their new album, More.Again.Forever. Anticipation for the album was at its peak when Courteeners dropped Heavy Jacket, and now we can finally go through the whole album and see whether this reformed Courteeners can blow us away once more. Liam Prim himself said this album was going to be bolder and braver than anything they've ever done before. The so-called lad rock group were really going to distance themselves from their generic indie roots. The opening track, Heart Attack, is an attempt to immediately plunge the album into life, with booming guitar and drums. Unfortunately, this song left me more lethargic and lifeless, with the song being more just meaningless noise than a massive tune like they intended.
Heavy jacket, heavy jacket, heavy jacket, come on. Heavy jacket, heavy jacket, heavy jacket, come on.
Next up on the album is the title track.
More.Again.Forever.
At the start of this song, the catchy bass and rhythmic drums honestly had me intrigued. And then Mr. Frey starts monologuing. Boring Drab lyrics cannot be saved by this dance-esque track, and to be honest, this is not one to remember. The fourth track, Better Man, is actually quite decent. Yeah, my favourite on the album, to be honest. Catchy, upbeat, can lift the mood, and it could easily get a crowd singing, so yeah, best on the album so far. Better Man. Hanging Off Your Cloud, the song with the most hype around it before the album came out, and now it has been released, opinions are definitely divided. On one hand, people are saying it's a ballad of the ages, can compete with the likes of the 17th. On the other hand, you've got people making a mockery of it, laughing. How does a professional pianist feel playing such a basic, drab song? For me, this song did not live up to the hype. Although I don't hate it, I'll compare it to, another ballad, another benchmark. Is this what you wanted? The Last Shadow Puppets. If you want to do a ballad, you want to build something up, you want to perform something magical, that is the standard. And Hanging Off Your Cloud is incredibly disappointing down here. Previous Parties is a much more upbeat feel, and the beat on this one really shows the boys' instrumental talents. The echo effect, however, placed on the words lets it down again, as this is an overplayed, over-marketed gimmick which the boys would have been well aware of. Slowly lifting into an upbeat, faster chorus with backing vocals any music fan worth his salt could have seen coming. Unfortunately, the boys seem to have been listening to the music that sells, and they've sold themselves on it. This could have been a lot more if genuine effort was placed in this piece, because all the components are there, but the execution is quite frankly piss poor. Next up is The Joy of Missing Out. I don't have much to say about this one, other than the fact the name is incredibly ironic, because I wish I would have had the joy of missing out this song, The Comedian, when listening. When listening to One Day at a Time, the instrumental feels a lot more like an actual Courteeners vibe, and I was looking forward to it when I first had it on. It did impress me, but I think that was more due to the fact that everything before it was so pathetic, and One Day at a Time is an average tune at best. It's not one you'd expect from a band of this calibre, with the experience they have. You know, I'm all for a band trying a new sound, but that sound has to be your own. It feels like they're ripping off, you know, they'll say it's influence, and I can see the Tranquility bass influence, I can see the Blossoms influence, but it's getting close to them just copying someone else. They're not inventing anything, and that song is quite disappointing. When I was listening to Take It On The Chin, I kind of felt like this review was just droll and almost not worth the effort. The simplistic vibe of this one, however, has intrigued me. The chorus has strong remnants of that of Heavy Jacket, in that it's bland, repetitive, and quite honestly not worthy of being released. Once again, not impressed. The final track on the album, Is Heaven Even Worth It, is a nice relaxing melody. It's more befitting of the band than its indie roots. However, the blandness of the lyrics and the unoriginality of the words really undercuts the strong start of the instrumental, and apart from an average chorus, it's not much to shout about, and one that I wouldn't recommend to a new fan. So, that is the Courteeners More.Again.Forever review. And disappointing, to say the least. I mean, it could have been so much more. It could have been. But it's not. And hopefully it's a grow-worthy album. But for me, it gets a 2.5 out of 10.